Exciting news from the lunar frontier. Chinese scientists have discovered that tiny glass beads in the lunar soil could be the key to unlocking the mystery of water storage on the moon. This groundbreaking research, based on samples collected by China's Chang'e 5 rover mission, sheds light on where the moon's water is stored and how it got there. These microscopic glass beads are formed when space rocks collide with the lunar surface and vaporize minerals. And it turns out that these beads could hold the key to the lunar water cycle, playing a crucial role in replenishing water that is lost in space. So, while we may not have solved all the mysteries of the moon just yet, this discovery has a major step forward in our understanding of our celestial neighbor. These microscopic particles can hold an impressive 2,000 micrograms of water for every gram of their mass, and can accumulate this vital resource in just a few years. The research team believes that these impact glass beads could play a crucial role in supporting moon missions and bases, providing a much-needed water source for extended stays on the lunar surface. So, if you've ever dreamed of living amongst the stars, this groundbreaking discovery may just make it a little more comfortable. So, can we actually live on the moon? Sure, we want to conduct research, mine for precious materials and manufacture goods up there, but can we actually call it home? At the moment, the moon seems like a desolate and inhospitable place, much like Antarctica. But is it possible to make it more accommodating for humans? Could we build a city on the moon one day? Recently, Elon Musk made a bold statement that we could establish a self-sustaining city on Mars if we moved 1 million tons of cargo over there from Earth. That sounds like a lot, but it's not impossible. If we can build 1,000 Starship rockets, each one only needs to make 10 trips with its 100-ton cargo capacity. However, the biggest obstacles are the transfer window to Mars, which only opens every 2 years, and the 6 to 9 month travel time. Taking into account the round-trip time for each Starship, it could take several decades to accomplish. But who knows what technology SpaceX will develop in the meantime? Building a city on Mars will certainly be a generational project. Elon Musk may be focused on getting to Mars, but what about the moon? NASA recently hired his rocket to land people on the moon for the first time, yet Musk doesn't seem too interested. However, there's great potential for a moon city. While it's tempting to think we would need less stuff because the moon is smaller, it's likely we'd still need around 1 million tons. The big advantage with the moon though is time. Instead of a multi-year round trip like Mars, we could do round trips from Earth to the moon in just 4 to 5 days. This means a fleet of 1,000 ships could get the job done in just a couple of months. So, is it time to shift our focus to the moon? The harsh reality is that turning the moon into a habitable place is no easy feat. In fact, when it comes to challenges, the moon presents a unique set of obstacles that we must overcome before we can even dream of calling it our second home. Extreme temperature swings on the moon, with nighttime temperatures dropping to -280 degrees Fahrenheit and daytime temperatures skyrocketing to +260 degrees Fahrenheit, require heavy insulation to maintain a habitable environment. With one full day on the moon equating to 29.5 days on Earth, prolonged periods of extreme temperatures pose a significant challenge for computers, which do not perform well in the heat. Unlike Mars, which is mostly just cold with temperature spikes reaching only about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, the moon's temperature extremes make it difficult to create a practical, effective dome to keep the heat out. The material for such a dome would need to be launched from Earth or manufactured on the moon. In addition to these extreme temperature swings, the lack of a substantial atmosphere on the moon means that any human colony would be constantly threatened by harsh and unforgiving conditions. But that's not all. The moon also lacks protection against deadly external threats like meteorites and solar activity, making life on its surface an even greater challenge. One possible solution is to build a low and dense settlement and cover it with lunar regolith, the dust and rocks that cover the surface. The regolith provides a great insulator, and mixing it with a binding agent could create a concrete-like material. However, this barrier would need to protect against more than just temperature changes. With no magnetic field to repel solar wind, the moon's thin atmosphere is vulnerable to being blown away. It's clear that building a habitat on the moon would require innovation and creativity to solve these challenges. While Mars isn't perfect, it's definitely a better option than the moon. The Martian atmosphere may be thin, but it's thicker than the moon's and it has the potential to be denser. Plus, Mars has stronger gravity, which could make it a more hospitable environment for human life. On the moon, the lack of gravity could make it difficult for our bodies to hold together. Gravity is only about 15% as powerful as on Earth, and half as powerful as on Mars. While one Russian astronaut spent 437 days in microgravity to study the effects on his body and didn't suffer any long-term damage, it's still uncertain how living on the moon for an extended period of time would affect humans. The moon's lack of atmosphere means that we need to protect ourselves from the elements, but with the right planning and monitoring, we could potentially live there for a year at a time. Unlike Mars, we wouldn't have to stay for the long haul, and with the moon being just a few days rocket ride away from Earth, we could easily shift populations in and out. With 15 million square miles of surface area, there's plenty of room for a city of 50 million people or more. Air, water, food and power are the basics we'd need, but it's looking more and more like we could make it happen. Who knows? Maybe in 300 years, we'll see the moon bustling with life just like in Star Trek's First Contact. As for oxygen, we can actually get it from the surface of the moon. With just a cubic meter of lunar regolith, we can extract 630 kilograms of oxygen, enough to sustain us for 2 whole years. And by using a process called electrolysis, we can get our hands on this life-giving gas. In the first part of this video, we've seen how the latest discoveries made by Chang'e 5 rover mission could provide us with water. However, if the water contained in the microscopic glass beads is not sufficient, we could also extract water from the regolith itself simply by heating it up and collecting the vapor. What we really need is fresh food to keep us healthy in the long term, and that means growing our own plants. With NASA's help, we can create an agricultural system that will ensure we don't succumb to scurvy or other nutritional deficiencies. It won't be easy, but with all these resources at our disposal, the moon might just be our new home away from home. NASA is already taking steps to figure out how to grow plants in space, and they've had some success with leafy vegetables on the International Space Station. But it's not just about nutrition. Communication is key for keeping people safe on the moon. That's where Starlink comes in. SpaceX is testing a laser-based communication system with their Starlink satellites that could provide high bandwidth, low latency communication between Earth and outer space. As for power, we could start with solar energy and even test miniature nuclear reactors. But in the long term, we could harness an element called helium-3 found in the moon's regolith. Just 100 kilograms of helium-3 could power a small city for a year, and there's plenty of it on the moon. With these technologies, we could make living on the moon a sustainable reality. When do you think we'll finally establish a human settlement on the moon? Is it within our lifetime, or will it remain a goal for future generations to strive towards? We'll love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.